for a time in that house in San Francisco. There was one very large bedroom in the flat.
Yeah.
So I had my bed over here and my brother had his bed over here. I was about, I guess, 5 and he was about 9,
10.
or if I was 6, he was 10. Okay. And so we'd go to sleep at night, and of course the light would be out, and he started telling stories, ghost stories, and scaring me. And he'd tell these ghost stories. Oh yes, I have ghosts. And I said, you do not? I said, oh yes, I do. And they do what I tell them to and everything. And so here's this little girl on the other side of the room, like getting really scared. And he's over there telling all these serious ghost stories. And I kept saying, no, you don't. You don't have any ghosts. He said, oh yes. He said, you know, if you talk to them, they'll come and say something to you. And I said, they will not. He said, well, just say something and see what they do. And it's here. This is in a pitch black room. So I said,
all you can hear him, but you can't see
yeah,
him.
I can't see him or anything. And there weren't even night lights in those days. And so I heard rattle, rattle, rattle down by my bed, and I thought, what's that, you know? And I said, what's that? He said, what's what? And I said, there's a noise by my bed. He said, oh, it's probably my ghost. I said, it is not. He said, yes, it is. He said, what does it sound like? And I said, I don't know. And then he made it, I heard a rattle, rattle, rattle again. I went, he's my ghost. And I leaped out of the bed. I went, ah! And I ran over and I jumped on his bed. And so naturally, there's this big giant scream in the middle of the night. My mother comes in the room, and she finds me on top of his bed, terrified. And John's trying not to laugh. And she said, what's going on in here? So he got in trouble. He got in trouble. And he got it, I heard later. But the next day, when he went off to school, I don't think I had started school yet. I was just looking under my bed, and I found 2 wooden spools, like thread spools, 2 or 3 of them, hooked up to a piece of thin thread, up the wall, the white thread, up to the molding with the little hook and eye, across the whole room, down to John's bed. So when little sister's in her bed and John's in his bed, he can spin ghost stories and then just go on the string. And they'd rattle under my bed and scare me to death. So I got up and I tore it all down and threw it on his bed. So that was kind of funny. And John told me later, in later years, he said, whenever I'm sad, I think of that, and I just bust up laughing. My ghosts.
Yeah.
That was a good one.